of all the things in the world, of all the things that a human being can do, why yoga? Everything that human beings can do is essentially an expression of who they are. Somebody sings a song, somebody dances, somebody writes a book, somebody paints a picture. Whatever else we do is an expression of who you are. You may be conscious of it, you may be unconscious of it, but still everything that you say, everything that you do, everything that comes out of you is essentially an expression of who you are. So yoga, in that way, is diametrically opposite to this, because it's not an expression of who you are. It's about determining as to who you are. It's about determining as to what you want to be. Changing the very fundamentals of one's existence. Today, there is substantial medical and scientific evidence to show that the very fundamentals of the activity of your brain, your chemistry, even your genetic content can be changed by practicing different systems of yoga. This needed no confirmation because we have always witnessed this. But today there is scientific data to prove this. So this is not an expression of who you are, this is about determining the nature of who you wish to be, changing the fundamental ingredients which has made you who you are. So yoga as a system needs much more involvement than any other things that any other forms of things that we do, which are merely an expression of who we are. If you find full expression through any particular activity, it may also leave you somewhat transformed. If you cook with all your heart, some transformation may happen. Yes, taking care of a cow can change your life, If you sing with all your heart, some transformation may happen. If you dance with all your heart, some transformation may happen. But that is only a certain impact that is happening because of absolute involvement in a particular activity. But essentially that activity by nature is an expression of who you are. It is not determining the nature of who you are. So when we transform our activity, not as an expression of who we are, because who wants to find expression like this in the morning? Definitely not, isn't it? So, it is not an expression, it is a method, it is a means, it's a technology through which you can change the shape of who you are. Literally also, otherwise also. You can change the very shape of who you really are right now, that can be transformed. Because who you are right now as a person is a combination of things. genetic material, before that, the karmic substance that you carry. Because of that, you chose a certain womb, so the genetic material. And since the moment you were born, whatever kind of impressions that have gone into you in the form of variety of experiences, situations, thoughts, emotions, relationships, associations, whatever else you have imbibed, all these things make you a certain kind of person. When you say, I am a certain kind of person, what you're saying is, I have this kind of compulsions. When you say, I am this kind of person, what you're saying is, this is the kind of compulsions that I identify myself with, so I am this kind of a person. People, it's a very Western thing, but it's very much there in India today, because a lot of Indians are far more Western than West. If you go all the way west, you come back to India. So they are much more Western than Westerners are today. So people say, I'm a morning person, I'm an evening person. So what they mean is, morning, I cannot wake up in the morning. That means I'm an evening person. I can't stay awake in the evening, so I'm a morning person. Not only that, people… it's going far, some are BlackBerry people, some are Apple people. It's all world is getting divided in so many ways. They're not just instruments that you use and keep it down, you get identified with it. So there are chapati people, there are rice people, there are dosa people, there are idli people, all kinds. So, what kind you are is essentially a certain type of compulsion. So even in your mind, your thoughts, your emotions, your compulsions as to what you like, what you don't like, whom you love, whom you don't love, this is all by memory, isn't it? It's already past. Yesterday you loved somebody, with that memory you're living today. Yesterday you disliked somebody, with that memory you're living today. So you're trying to live that which is over. If you try to live that which is over, that which is will bypass you. So yoga means to liberate yourself from that information which determines who I am right now. That information which determines the color of my skin, that information which determines the shape of my body, that information should not determine how I think, how I feel, how I experience my life, but unfortunately it is. So if you become like this, that information does not determine how you are right now, then you are moving into yoga. So daily working, daily morning sadhana is just this, to slowly, gradually, to create the distance from that information. You don't have to lose it. People say, I want to forget. If you forget, you will once again do the same idiotic things all over again. Never ever forget. The more unpleasant your life has been, the more you should never forget. If you forget, you will do the same stupid things all over again. This is not about forgetfulness, but being able to carry. See, suppose today you have memory sticks. If it's all the time plugged in and all of it playing, you'll go crazy. You can carry it in your pocket, no problem. When you want, you stick it in your computer, otherwise you put it in your pocket, this is good. No problem. Memory is still there, but not compulsively working through you. When you want, consciously you can activate it, otherwise it lies there. So if this becomes like this, if you want, you can activate all of it, otherwise you can keep it aside. Then once that freedom comes, memory is not a problem. But right now memory is a problem because it's playing up all the time. Yesterday's love, yesterday's dislike, everything is determining who you are today. It will not allow you to experience what is today. It will not allow you any possibility of life. It will just keep on, you are like a broken record, just going on the same thing. I dislike this person, I dislike this person, I dislike this person. Only yesterday you disliked him. Today it's not necessary to dislike him. Yesterday he was doing something, we disliked him. There is no need to dislike him today, but the memory is playing up and saying, I dislike him, I dislike him. Whether you like him or you dislike him, both ways, it is an old record playing, which will not allow you any perception. Unless you begin to perceive life in larger and larger doses, there is really no experience of life, just mind playing over and over, same record. So yoga means breaking this cycle, and nature will not release you from that, just like that. It needs a certain amount of work. If you want to be just like that released, then you have to release yourself from the body itself. Staying in the body, which is the way it is only because of its memory, and not being a part of that memory. It is the foundations of information that we carry which has constructed this body the way it is. To live in it and not to be off it will not come easy. I'm not saying it's difficult, but it needs to be worked at. The sadhana is just about this. However simple the sadhana is, every day if it is worked at, slowly one can see a certain level of freedom happening within you, step by step, maybe inch by inch, maybe micromillimeter by micromillimeter, but nobody can say it is not releasing you. It will slowly release you. If you want to go rapidly, a lot more to do. You don't mind going slowly, something to do. So tomorrow morning sadhana.
I just want to know, this yoga is making me very delicate, and it is actually make me…
So you are one of the ardent followers, is it? Give the microphone to the students, okay, finish the question.
I just want to know, in this world, which is lot of people, if our love is boundless, some people are manipulative. So, should we restrict it, or should we not expect anything? How to handle it?
What is this question? Yoga is making you delicate? What is that?
It's making my love boundless. It's not making me to choose people in workplace, in personal life, I'm meaning to say. There are a lot of backstabbers around.
You're beginning to fall in love with your neighbors also. Now, please understand this. The yoga that you're practicing is about enhancing the interiority of who you are. The outside has to be conducted as it needs to be conducted. When you do not know how to conduct the outside, you think it's because of your love. It's not so. It's just because of your stupidity that you cannot conduct the situation the way you want it, isn't it? So if you're driving on the street and you see a buffalo, and if you go give it a kiss and say, please, I love you, please move away, buffalo is not the problem, isn't it? You're the problem, yes or no? Is buffalo the problem? Buffalo is behaving according to its nature. You are not behaving according to your nature. That's the problem with you. So, that is not because of love, that is because of confusion and whatever, and that definitely Yoga has not done that to you. Yoga brings clarity to you, not confusion. So, our ability to handle situations, if they're impaired because of some fanciful idea of love or whatever nonsense you have, then that's not love. That's just you're silly and soft in your head, isn't it? Should love empower you? Okay, even if you're loving, should love empower you or impair you? It should empower you, isn't it? If it's impairing you, it's not love. You have some convoluted idea about love. If you love somebody, will you do pretty things to them always or will you do what's needed? Huh? Well, you do what's needed, isn't it? If you have a child and you love this child, if you have to feed him, you feed him, if you have to hug him, you hug him, if you have to whack him, you whack him. You do what's needed, isn't it? So, love does not make you lose your discretion. If you're losing your discretion, it is because you're becoming a Dhritarashtra. You know Dhritarashtra problem? Nation is right now gripped with Dhritarashtra problem. Don't know what that is? Don't know what Dhritarashtra is? Dhritarashtra. You heard of the man? Ah, that guy. He is the biggest influence right now in the country.
Pranams, Sadhguru. I get up at 6 a.m.
I'm sorry?
I get up at 6 a.m. Hurry cooking. Get the children ready. Start by 8:30 a.m. to the office. Back from the office by 6:30. Then freshening up the children, myself, prayer, cook food, homework, sleep. In this hectic schedule, where can I fit yoga in my life?
Now, you get up at 6 o'clock and whatever time you go to bed, you have a busy day. Where's the time for yoga? You have time to eat, you have time to gossip, you have time to work, you have time to take care of everything, but you have no time to take care of yourself. That's what you're telling me. Now, this attitude is like you try to act like a martyr all the time. I have no time for myself, I'm giving myself totally to everybody. What is it that you're giving? Your agitations, irritations, your anxieties, passing it on to children, isn't it? If you're really concerned about your children, if you're truly concerned about your children, creating a joyful and loving atmosphere for their growth is most important. Not providing them shiny boots, not providing them better clothes, not providing them video games, not providing them something else is important. You creating an atmosphere of joy and love around them on a daily basis, moment to moment, is more important than all the nonsense that you're providing, isn't it so? Isn't it so? Yes or no? So what is your focus about life? If you're able to manage your work and your children, everything, do it. If you're unable to, do what you can do. Everybody can only do that much, isn't it? You want to do everything in the world, you will definitely go insane. How much you can do, each individual has to decide. Somebody may be able to get up at 6 o'clock and do all these things joyfully. Somebody else is not able to do. Accordingly, they have to adjust their life, isn't it? Now you have not gotten into all this, not because that's what you want to do, you are trying to be like somebody else. That's your whole problem. You want to have what other people have. You don't know whether you really need it or not. With all this work, what you have earned, your children, your husband, your wife or whatever, you're no more enjoying it. Then why do you need all this? All these things you created because you thought this is the source of your joy, isn't it? But right now, that has become the source of your anxiety and misery. then you better look at the fundamentals of your life once again, isn't it? Isn't it so? You got educated, you found a job, you married, you produced children, all this why? Because you thought this is going to be the source of your happiness and well-being, isn't it so? But now that is taking your life. If it is so, you must look at it. One thing is, maybe if you're incapable of handling it, maybe you have to scale it down. If you're capable of enhancing your capabilities, you must do that. Now, if you invest, let us say, even 30 minutes a day into your yoga, you will see you will gain immensely, even in terms of time. One first thing that will happen is, your sleep quota will come down. Now if you're sleeping for 8 hours a day, that means 1/3 of your life you're sleeping it off, isn't it? 1/3 of your life you're just sleeping it off. If your body and your mind is more energized and active, your sleep quota will naturally come down. So if you gain 3-4 hours a day, just in terms of wakefulness, that's a huge thing, isn't it? Apart from that, if your body and mind was more organized, you would see. What I have found with people is, with simple process of yoga, within 6 to 8 weeks, lot of them, their level of performance becomes such. What they were doing in 8 hours, they're very easily able to do it in 3 to 4 hours. Simply because if you observe yourself through the day, suppose we take a video of your whole day without you being aware of it, you will notice how much unnecessary movement and unnecessary words and unnecessary activities are happening in your life. You must do it one day. Please hire a video cameraman and ask him to shoot you without you knowing about it. You will see how many unnecessary things you're doing in a day. If your mind became more organized, these unnecessary words, these unnecessary actions, these unnecessary things will disappear. Once they go away, you have lot of time, you have 24 hours to live, you know. Now, we don't have to make this into 26 hours, 24 hours are enough. We can do a lot in 24 hours. If we are organized and focused human beings, we can do plenty in 24 hours' time. If you're disorganized and unfocused, you think there is no time, most of you are not busy, you're just preoccupied, aren't you? Isn't it so? Isn't it so? Just too much preoccupation in the mind. So, whoever the lady, please invest this half an hour a day. Get up at 5:30, okay? And you will see, suddenly the quality of your life will be very different. Don't go on with this argument, I have no time. Make time and see, it'll make a huge difference.